And a very good evening to you. Many thanks for joining us. This is Easy Friday. There's nothing easy about it tonight on this day, the 30th day of December 2022. Another one bites the dust. We're talking about the curtains falling down on legendary newscaster Casavuli. The media fraternity mourns tonight, not just the media fraternity, but the country at large. And here at Broadcasting House, we're passing our condolences to the family of the late Casavuli. We have a detailed coverage on the particular demise of Casavuli. And we also have in studio tonight Amos and Josh to also give their tribute. You will remember them for that collaboration they did with King Kaka to Taonana Badai. They're on the other side of the studio. They'll be doing that tribute in not too long, even as we bring you an update of the news that's been shaping up tonight. First things first, this are the highlights. Casavuli after battling cancer. And forever in our hearts, Kenyans unite in mourning the late TV icon. And having the last laugh, Meru governor survives the impeachment bid.
Ungeniambia eti unakaa nitulize wangu wa dhati. Tamaa zangu zimenikwamia mikononi, labda huu ni mwisho wa dunia. Safiri salama, msalimu Maulana, tutaonana baadaye. Safiri salama, msalimu Maulana, tutaonana baadaye. Ndio, tutaonana baadaye. Pendwa ndio, tutaonana baadaye. Nakam, pendwa tabasamu, tutaonana baadaye. Nakam, pendwa tabasamu, tutaonana baadaye. Natamani kujua what your plot is, hata landlord kupeana notice. Aki Maulana
ingilia kati. It's expensive but worth it. Kwa nini uliamua kutangulia? Diet yangu imechange, tabia kulia, usingizi na kutamani, kushoto kulia, unakuja lini? Nitabasamu tena, unanitenda. Alikuchukua sijui nani alimtuma, maombi ni eti wakati rudi nyuma. Jioni nikirudi, nikupata kwa nyumba. Vijiti zimeshikana ni ngumu kuvunja, but kama una haraka nenda kwanza. Uko na eyebag sijalala na usalimie. Safiri salama, salimu Maulana, tutaonana baadaye. Oh, safiri salama, salimu Maulana, tutaonana baadaye. Ndio, tutaonana baadaye. Mpendwa ndio, yeah, tutaonana baadaye. Oh, unakam, mpendwa tabasamu, tutaonana baadaye. Oh, unakam, mpendwa tabasamu, tutaonana baadaye. Ndio, tutaonana baadaye. Mpendwa ndio, tutaonana baadaye. Tutaonana baadaye. Mpendwa ndio, yeah, tutaonana baadaye. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Thank you so much, Moses and Josh, for that tribute. Even as Kenyans give tribute to the fallen celebrated journalist, that's Catherine Casavuli, who has affected many lives. I think literally almost any journalist who is still practicing the trade today or is retired will have rubbed shoulders or have been inspired by Catherine Casavuli. And as I mentioned, we have a comprehensive coverage of that tonight. And the media fraternity is mourning the demise of veteran broadcast journalist Catherine Casavuli. The celebrated newscaster breathed her last at the Kenyatta National Hospital, where she had been undergoing treatment for cancer. She was aged 60.
Israeli President Chaim Herzog has asked Transitional Prime Minister Yitzhak Shamir to form a new government.
The sun has set on one of Kenya's longest careers in broadcast journalism.
A woman is an interesting person.
Catherine Casavuli, one of Kenya's most celebrated newscasters, has died.
This is the most comprehensive news coverage channel. And you are watching this Saturday's Legends edition. My name is Catherine Casavuli.
For 4 decades, the television queen graced living rooms with news-making headlines, inspiring generations and paving the way for budding journalists.
Thank you for joining us. Last week I asked you, who would you want to be featured on the Legends edition?
With a crisp voice and panache, Casavuli authoritatively broadcast her way into the hearts of passive and critical audiences alike.
It is a great privilege to be back in the foundation of broadcasting in Kenya, if not in East Africa. My name is Catherine Casavuli.
After a brief hiatus, the seasoned newscaster returned to the screens of the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, anchoring the Legends edition bulletin on Saturdays.
They're also prodigal daughters. Been round the corner, been round the bend, and I'm back home. Home is always the best.
However, for the last few months, she has been missing from the TV due to illness and even spent Christmas in hospital. The veteran journalist was diagnosed with cancer mid this year, with Kenyans coming out to encourage her to fight on.
So please don't go away and don't touch that dial.
Catherine Casavuli breathed her last on Thursday night, leaving behind a son, Martin Casavuli. She was aged 60.
Now, Catherine Casavuli was born in Nairobi West on the 22nd of February, back in the year 1962. She hails from Vihiga County. Casavuli started her media career in 1980 as a radio continuity announcer right here at Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. By then it was the Voice of Kenya, that's a VOK. She studied at the Kenya Institute of Mass Communication and was among the pioneer female TV broadcasters in the country.
The late Catherine Casavuli was born and raised in Nairobi West. She is the fourth born in a family of 5. She is the daughter of the late Ezekiel Casavuli Agingo and Mama Rachel Inyangara from Tigoi in Vihiga County. She briefly attended Langata Road Primary School before proceeding to Nairobi South Primary School between 1969 and 1975. She later joined Ngara Girls Secondary School for 4 years between 1976 and 1979. Casavuli started her media career in 1980 as a radio continuity announcer at the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, then Voice of Kenya. She later joined the Kenya Institute of Mass Communication for Media Studies. She was among the pioneer female TV broadcasters in the country. After the advent of privately owned media stations, Casavuli moved to KTN in 1990 before joining Royal Media Services in 2007, where she also served as a corporate affairs manager. In 2015, Casavuli retired from active broadcast to concentrate on personal business that involved media training.
They're also prodigal daughters. Been round the corner, been round the bend, and I'm back home. Home is always the best.
In June 2021, she made a comeback, joining the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation as a weekend primetime news anchor in the Legends edition. She has received several awards, among them the Order of the Grand Warrior, bestowed on her by the late President Mwai Kibaki. She has also been feted by the Media Council of Kenya with the Lifetime Achievement Award for her remarkable career over the years. Casavuli was taken ill in October this year and passed on at the Kenyatta National Hospital on Thursday night. She leaves behind a son, Martin Casavuli. Nancy Okware, Easy Friday.
All right, and just looking at social media, it's been a buzz with a whole lot of tributes for Catherine Casavuli. I'll be sharing some of these tributes, but we could just share one here by my good friend Captain Otoyo. He wrote, Catherine Casavuli, Kenya's TV trailblazer, succumbing to cancer. My sincere condolences to everyone affected directly by Mama's death, especially the son, Mr. Martin Casavuli, my old colleague at NMG. Mwenyezi Mungu ameridhia Mama Casavuli apumzike. That's from Captain Otoyo. My good friend again, Alex Mokideo, saying, Jamani lala salama, Catherine Casavuli, and a whole lot more which I shall be sharing. Even as we continue with the coverage of the demise of the legendary newscaster who has inspired many. That's Catherine Casavuli. Rest thee well. We're taking a quick breather. We are back in a moment. This is Easy Friday.
Cheza loto, shinda pesa moto.
Wachua mamili leo na loto moto. Cheza ukianzia na shilingi 50 na ushinde milioni 2 kila siku. Kucheza ni rahisi zaidi. Kwenye M-Pesa, chagua lipa na M-Pesa. Paybill number, weka 757070. Account number, andika neno loto. Kisha, weka star. Alafu nambari yako ya simu. Kwenye amount, weka kiwango chochote cha pesa. Kuanzia shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2000. Lipa na usubiri draw. Makinika papa hapa ili utimize ndoto zako na Loto Moto. Cheza kwa kuwajibika. Mchezo huu ni wazi kwa watu walio na umri wa miaka 18 na zaidi. Ujumbe huu umeidhinishwa na BCLB. Cheza Loto Moto. Shinda pesa moto moto.
Wakenya wenzangu, msimu wa Krismasi umewadia. Ni wakati ambapo tunasafiri sehemu mbalimbali za taifa letu kusherekea Krismasi pamoja na familia zetu na marafiki zetu. Wakati huu kwa muda uliopita umejulikana sana kwa ajali nyingi za barabara. Ninawaomba tuzingatie sheria za barabara. Kwa mfano, abiria na dereva wanahitajika wakiwa ndani ya gari kuwa wamefunga mshipi. Pia dereva hawahitajiki kuendesha gari kama ni walevi. Tuhakikishe kama sisi ni abiria, tupige ripoti kwa polisi ama tuchukue jukumu kusimamisha madereva ambao wanaendesha gari vibaya. Tumakinike barabarani, fika salama. Na watakia Krismasi njema na mwaka mpya wenye fanaka. Asanteni.
Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako kwa hisani ya European Union chini ya mradi wa NTSA usalama barabarani.
Jina langu ni Nancy Okware na nikukukumbusha tu ya kwamba tunapoingia kwenye msimu huu wa Krismasi na vile vile mwaka mpya, nikukukumbusha tu ya kwamba sherehe si wewe pekee. Wakumbuke wengine ambao hawajiwezi katika jamii. Usitende lile ambalo utajuta baadaye. Kumbuka ya kwamba baada ya sherehe kuna maisha. Na kutakia Krismasi njema na mwaka mpya wenye fanaka.
Leo hivi tutakufa njaa. Hata ukiuze ng'ombe, na hiyo pesa tutumie, tutatuma tumetoka. Sasa tutafanyaje? Mama, siku moja ndakunulia nyumba kubwa. Magari ndakunulia. Ng'ombe takuwa nao mingi. Mimi nitaingia Olympics. Karudisha. Wewe, rudisha.
There's a trillion warriors in my way. This is a Gideon. I'm too strong. There's a trillion barriers in my way. This is the Gideon.
All right, then now welcome back to Easy Friday as we continue to give you the comprehensive coverage on the demise of Catherine Casavuli. Now, leaders and Kenyans at large are mourning the passing on of a broadcasting legend, Catherine Casavuli. Casavuli, who exhibited her prowess on local television channels, has been described by her viewers and fans as graceful and a magnet on the screen.
President William Ruto has led Kenyans in mourning the late Catherine Casavuli. The president said Catherine was a cheerful, articulate and intelligent news anchor who took to television with unprecedented flair. The First Lady Rachel Ruto described the late Catherine Casavuli as a woman of great distinction and accomplishment. Even if you did not enjoy the news, you enjoyed watching how gracefully she delivered it, said the First Lady. National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula said Casavuli leaves behind a legacy to be emulated by young journalists. In his message, Raila Odinga said Casavuli illuminated the screens as a trailblazer and many women joined the profession due to her captivating presence. KANU Chairman Gideon Moi said Casavuli was a reflection of analytical and professional journalism demonstrated through her stellar career in the newsroom. ICT Cabinet Secretary Eliud Owalo condoled with the family, saying that despite her distinguished professional profile and high-level celebrity status, Casavuli comported herself with exemplary self-effacing poise and humility.
Amekuwa mtangazaji bora katika runinga. Natuma rambirambi zangu pamoja na familia zangu na marafiki kwa familia ya Catherine Casavuli.
Alifanya wengi wetu tujue utamu wa kuona TV hata kwa hapa kwa kijiji, kwa sababu wakati kila mtu alikuwa anaona Catherine kwa TV, ni mtu ambaye kweli ameinspire wasichana wengi hapa village.
Level yenye Catherine Casavuli aliweza kuweka katika anja ya utangazaji, wengi wameweza kukua wakitamani na wakimuona kama kielelezo bora.
The late Catherine Casavuli died aged 60. For KBC Channel 1, I am Teresa Mutai.
All right, now the chairman, board of directors, management and staff of the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation have conveyed their condolences to the family and friends of the late Casavuli and pray that God will grant them strength and peace during this trying time. Colleagues paid a glowing tribute to the TV icon whose career spans for decades. Casavuli's colleagues eulogized her as a trailblazer who helped shape a generation of broadcasters. Well, Casavuli was hailed for her prowess and skills as a journalist, trainer and mentor as well. Take a look.
I am Catherine Casavuli. I have missed you so much. It's been 8 years since I was last on any television screen, and it is just a great pleasure to be back.
The Kenya Broadcasting family has been dealt a major blow following the demise of veteran journalist and colleague Catherine Casavuli.
Thank you for joining us. This is KBC Channel 1.
The fallen legend, expertise and flair in journalism endeared many to the industry.
I know Catherine is a very passionate broadcaster, good in her work, prepares well. She'll be here on time to go through the bulletin.
I know her to have been a professional par excellence. She would be on time when she needed to be in the studio. She would do her homework and go through the bulletins before she read it.
Journalists who worked alongside her at the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation have shared an outpouring of heartfelt messages in her remembrance.
And I'm so glad that these last 2 years were brilliant. We shared some amazing, precious moments.
And the good thing is that Catherine, even when she was down, she would still be happy, seeing you. And she was like, you have come to see me. How did you know, And there we were, just encouraging her, telling her she will come out, that the Lord is good, and indeed, He will heal her. But it never was to be. And indeed, we are still giving God thanks because He gave her those years, and we enjoyed having her those years.
And she always had a smile. You never knew there was something that was ailing her or anything. She always had a smile, and for me it was a shocker. But I'll thank God for the time that He gave us to work with the radio queen, TV queen, Catherine Casavuli.
Catherine, as she was better known by her colleagues, was described as a mentor, teacher and trainer who nurtured upcoming journalists.
She wasn't going to compromise on the quality of training that she offered. She was very strict. She would tell you as it is. If you are not reading it right, she would say, no, that is not how we pronounce things. She was very particular about pronunciation.
Colleagues describe her as one among few who had a good command of the English language.
If she's not aware or sure about a pronunciation of a word, she would go through, and that time we didn't have Google. We had dictionaries, and sometimes you'd even call embassies just to find out pronunciation of a particular high commissioner or ambassador.
Her trainees remembered her for the lessons taught and her great sense of humor, describing her as a happy soul who loved to laugh.
Na wakati ambapo alikuwa anatupa yale mafunzo ilikuwa ni wakati mzuri, manake mnajifunza mengi kutoka kwake. Wakati ambapo ni wakazi inakuwa ni wakati wa kazi. Wakati wa ucheshi pia unakuwa ni wakati wa ucheshi. Manake Catherine, kwa wale ambao wanamfahamu, ni kwamba alikuwa anapenda kucheka sana.
For others who watched Catherine growing up and later on got the chance to work with her, I've termed her as a relatable person who got along with the people of all ages.
Yeah, we've walked this journey with the family, the Casavuli family. We've been interacting up until yesterday. We were with Martin. Martin is Catherine's son. And we are still in conversation with them. They are like the KBC family. We'll walk this journey with them to the end. They have our support and the support of the entire media fraternity.
Though life may be fleeting and Catherine takes her final bow in her life journey, the decades of pure talent will immortalize her. Catherine Casavuli will be remembered as a legend, a mentor, a friend, and a mother, and will be remembered for even more than that, for she leaves a huge gap in the media industry. For KBC Channel 1, I am Teresa Mutai.
All right, now the family of the late Catherine Casavuli is appealing to Kenyans of goodwill to help them offset a 4 million shillings medical bill. Casavuli received specialized treatment in various hospitals here in the capital before her demise at the Kenyatta National Hospital. That's Thursday. Donations can be channeled through M-Pesa paybill number. If you note this down, that's 8089700. That's paybill number 8089700. Account number, you write the name Catherine Casavuli.
Uliniwacha mimi bila fahamu kuwa ni yako zamu, angalau ungeniambia eti unakaa nitulize hamu wangu wa dhati. Tamaa zangu zimenikwamia mikononi, labda huu mwisho wa dunia. Safiri salama, msalimu Maulana, tutaonana baadaye. Safiri salama, msalimu Maulana, tutaonana baadaye. Ndio, tutaonana baadaye. Pendwa ndio, tutaonana baadaye. Nakam, pendwa tabasamu, tutaonana baadaye. Nakam, pendwa tabasamu, tutaonana baadaye.
Thank you so much, Amos and Josh, for that tribute to the legendary broadcaster Catherine Casavuli, who passed on. And even as we continue to receive your messages of condolences, and just to remind you of that appeal by the family of the late Catherine Casavuli for donations to offset a 4 million shillings medical bill. M-Pesa pay bill number is 8089700. That's 8089700. Account number, right, Catherine Casavuli. We're going to take a quick breather on Easy Friday and focus on the other stories that have been shaping shaping up today? What's happening to Governor Kawira Mwangaza from the Senate? Details only. We have business later and sports as well. We'll be back in a moment.
Wachua mamili leo na Loto Moto. Kucheza ni rahisi zaidi. Kwenye M-Pesa, chagua lipa na M-Pesa. Paybill number, weka 757070. Account number, andika neno Loto, kisha weka star. Alafu nambari yako ya simu. Kwenye amount, weka kiwango chochote cha pesa, kuanzia shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2000. Lipa na usubiri draw. Cheza kwa kuwajibika. Mchezo huu ni wazi kwa watu walio na umri wa miaka 18 na zaidi.
Usalama barabarani ni jukumu letu sote. Usiwaletee wanaokupenda majonzi bila sababu. Uwe dereva au uwe unatembea barabarani kwa miguu, fuata sheria zote za barabarani ili kujiepusha na ajali. Usalama barabarani unaanza na wewe. Ujumbe huu unaletwa kwako na Kenya National Highways Authority. Quality Highways, better connections.
With Glovo, you have anything you want from your city in your hands. Kama unatamani ugali beef ama fried chicken, order Glovo ujaribu restaurant mpya. Tamu.
Kama si afandike kwa nini narudi home kwa casket? Bro. Tulia.
Mbona hukuniambia?
With Glovo, unaweza track order yako na kuongea na customer support, which is always available. Download the app and order anything you want from your city. We'll deliver.
After taking out the tumor, there are no ramifications, and the end result turned out quite excellent, which means that we have found no traces of cancerous cells.
Fabricio Cordova, you are the father.
Oh, dear heavens.
He's the dad.
So now?
I've already realized several months ago that I've fallen in love with you.
But, is that true?
Will you give me the honor of being my wife?
The legendary Poseidon, the mighty god of the sea, gave us the starfish as the symbol of our eternal love. To find it, we had to traverse great storms and huge obstacles.
Just like the story of my parents, Prince Adrian and Paulina the mermaid. But the only difference is that our love will live on this earth forever.
And after we accomplish our mission, we will join them in heaven. And together we will celebrate true love that will shine over this earth like the brightest star in all of the universe.
I love you, Mel.
I love you, Vale.
Behind the Dada's show was all about sisterhood, about solidarity, about mainstreaming gender issues, or just getting to get the issues that affect especially women.
The idea that we brought so many women together really highlighted that we got opinions from different people so that we can see where the shows are heading to.
There's been so much to celebrate about in Dada's show, partnering with organizations like Journalists for Human Rights, partnering with the venues that we've recorded like Boma Hotel, like Radisson Hotel, like when we went to Mombasa and Kisumu, Siala and all that. So I think there's been a lot that we've learned from. Of course, coming with challenges that we've been able to surmount all the time and just turn them around into positives. And most important is just having our audience with us to be able to move with us, to ask questions that are necessary, that are relevant, and to, you know, take this course out there to the public.
A man's death has condemned them to live a rivalry because of their father. He killed my brother. He stayed with his land and with his wife. Or did you forget how my brother Tulio Irazabal died?
I dare you to kiss me again.
What we feel is too strong. could just let it go.
Your wife is cheating on you. Shut up. Who is your lover?
Tell me why last night you lied to your boyfriend, Amparo. Explain to me what you were doing outside our house, kissing the veterinarian.
I have fallen in love with another man.
3 love affairs that will be challenged. The 3 will manage to get ahead. Their magnificence, their passion and strength. Las Bandidas.
All right, welcome back to Easy Friday. Let's look at what's been happening at the Senate. Governor Kawira Mwangaza will continue serving as governor of Meru County after the Senate dismissed all charges leveled against her by the Meru County Assembly. The Boni Halwale-led Senate Special Committee investigating the charges ruled that the County Assembly did not prove or substantiate the claims made against the governor. John Jacob Curia has more details on this.
Faced with 5 charges, the impeachment threatened to end the career of Governor Kawira Mwangaza 3 months into her term in office. The 11-member committee led by Kakamega Senator Boni Halwale voted to dismiss the charges against the governor.
After the consideration and investigations, observations were made, conclusions were made, and by a decision of one after member, all the 11 members agreed and recommended to this House in this report that the charges, Mr. Speaker, none of them was proved or substantiated.
The committee found the governor in violation of the law in her reappointment of the county secretary without the approval of the county assembly, but ruled that the violation did not meet the threshold of impeachment. Saved by a whisker, senators warned the governor against antagonizing the county assembly and the Meru political leadership, the Senate calling for an immediate truce and reconciliation.
Kwa hiyo dada yangu, mimi naweza kukuambia kitu kimoja: weka kiburi, weka kujidai, weka hivyo vitu vyako vyote ambavyo unafanya mpaka ma MCAs hawataki kufanya kazi na wewe kando, alafu utumikie watu wa Meru na kuwasaidia ma MCA pia vile vile kuleta maendeleo katika maeneo yao.
I would like to take this opportunity very humbly, respectfully, advise, the governor of Meru to be humbled by the calling of leadership, to understand that calling is very weighty.
We must define after how long should a governor be impeached, and many other challenges, including the constitutional threshold of impeaching a governor.
In 2 months, a very enthusiastic county assembly has discovered the faults that the people of Meru never discovered. And I was very concerned. I wanted to listen to what our committee has done, and that's why I say congrats to our committee.
The devolution committee of the Senate, on this one, they have failed the Senate. They stood back and watched as Meru crumpled.
Mr. Speaker, the law must be made clear. If it is so difficult to remove a member of parliament, if it is so difficult to remove a senator or even an MCA, Mr. Speaker, why should it be so easy to remove a governor who is elected by the will of a people of an entire county?
We have legitimized temporary impunity, where you go to an office, you uphold the law, and that is it.
The governor is in the meantime upbeat that she will mend her relationship with the MCAs while delivering services to the Meru residents.
Napenda pia to give thanks to the Senate, the Honorable House, kwa sababu wamefanya haki, haswa kwa mimi kiongozi. For the last 2 months, wakina mama kutoka Meru wameenda kwa maombi, kwa mulima kuomba. I want to say thank you.
It is well.
To the County Assembly of Meru, tunawaomba kujeni, support the Governor of Meru, support the women leadership, support the the leaders that are there.
Sometimes as women, we can be misconstrued. And you know, while some leaders will come out na watasema huyo ni kiongozi ambaye ako firm, mama akiwa na firmness na akisimama na sheria anaonekana ni mtu mbaya.
Having spent Christmas defending herself, New Year celebrations come early for Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza after the Senate Special Committee dismissed all charges against her. The job, however, begins for the governor as he reconciles herself with the members of the County Assembly as well as the political leadership in Meru County. John Jacob Curia, Easy Friday.
All right, then with 45 ethnic communities in Kenya, culture is the foundation of the nation, therefore forming the value of the country's rich ethnic and cultural diversity. The past year, the segment My Culture featured various forms of cultural expressions through literature, arts, traditional celebrations and other cultural heritage to further understand unique identity, norms, habits and practices in different ethnic communities. Well, here are some of the stories featured on My Culture through the year.
At the heart of Lolgoria, Meru County, at least 4,000 Maasai Morans from the Ma Syria sub-tribe converged for the Eunoto ceremony, a social occasion that marks transition of Maasai Morans from Moranism. The Eunoto ceremony is a famous and vital male rite of passage among the Maasai community in Kenya and Tanzania. A Eunoto ceremony happens once in every 10 years. At the coast region, Lamu Maulidi celebrations brought together thousands of Muslims across East Africa, Middle East and other parts of the world. The historical festival celebrates the birth of Prophet Muhammad every third month of the Muslim calendar. The residents take part in various community team-building competitions such as swimming, door and donkey races, henna competitions and tug-of-war. The festival is accompanied by local traditional dances and the Goma dance, which involves men standing with walking sticks and dancing to the rhythmic drum beats. Another group of men stage a mock fight involving traditional carved Arabic swords, all dancing systematically to the beat of drums. The donkey race is a major factor in the festival as the animal is a great symbol of Lamu's culture, and so this race is held in awe. Meanwhile, traditional music and dance are paramount in the preservation of the country's rich cultural heritage. Traditional African music includes song and dance that have been performed over a period of time, down generations as a form of worship, ritual and entertainment. Traditional music is historically rich and diverse, with different regions and nations of Africa having many distinct musical traditions. In the past, traditional music was mostly passed down orally, accompanied by instruments and costumes, which played an important role in traditional dances. At the Bomas of Kenya, traditional dance and music from different communities in the country plays a paramount role in the passing of cultural heritage from one generation to the other. In Moranga, among the Kikuyu community, we witnessed Ngurario, a ceremony highly regarded as a stamp of authority that a couple is traditionally duly married after the husband has fulfilled all the dowry requirements. The ceremony is also referred to as Gotinia Kiade, which loosely translated means chopping the shoulder. The Nubian community of Kenya is composed of up to 100,000 descendants of people originally from the territory of the Sudan. Here in Kenya, the only known ancestral home of the Nubian community is Kibra. At the heart of the informal settlement, the Nubian culture was in full display as a wedding was conducted known as Sela. The ceremony that began right after the girl's family accepted to give their daughter away in marriage, bringing together two families about to embark on a journey that will bind them, presumably for life. Happy Diwali. Finally, Nairobi lit up with a dazzling display of light and color as thousands of people celebrated the Hindu festival of Diwali, also known as the Festival of Lights. Diwali festival brought together millions of Hindus, Jains and Sikhs to celebrate the important holiday across the world. Other ways that Hindus celebrated the festival included spring cleaning the home, wearing new clothes, exchanging gifts, often sweets and dried fruits, and preparing festive meals, decorating buildings with fancy lights and huge firework displays. For some, Diwali marks the beginning of a new year. For My Culture, I'm Jackie Wambiru.
All right, and we want to take you back to the Senate, where Governor Kawira's Mwangaza's impeachment proceedings in the Senate plenary were not without drama, as Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei sought to disapprove the not guilty verdict returned by the special committee investigating the governor's conduct. Cherargei earned himself a 3-sitting suspension after refusing to withdraw remarks that the Senate was legitimizing temporary impunity, even after Senate Speaker Amason Kingi gave him several chances to withdraw and apologize.
Two quick observations. One is that, Mr. Speaker, many substantive issues were raised by the MCAs, but fortunately it was closed over. Number two, we have today, in my own observation, we have legitimized temporary impunity, where you go to an office, you afoul the law, and that is it. Number three, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Senator.
Mr. Speaker.
I gave directions on how we're going to make our comments going forward.
Yes.
The report by the committee is a report of the Senate. You're a senator, and
Yes.
therefore you're functus official as far as that report is concerned. You cannot therefore purport to distance yourself from that report. And if that is your line of contribution, kindly take your seat.
Right of opinion and expression. We will not use Senate to gag some of our opinion. We shall not. And I stand by my words, Mr. Speaker, because it is an observation, Mr. Speaker. When members, Mr. Speaker, let me finish. When members were congratulating, we didn't have a problem. When you were being congratulated, we didn't have a problem. We didn't have a problem.
Senator Cherargei, can you take a seat? Kindly proceed to Standing Order 122. Gross disorderly conduct. I have made a ruling. You don't debate my ruling. You don't. Standing Order 122A. 1A states as follows. A senator commits an act of gross disorderly conduct if the senator defies a ruling or direction of the Speaker or chairperson of the committee. That is exactly what you have done. Now, Speaker may call a senator whose conduct is grossly disorderly to order and shall order the senator to withdraw immediately from the precincts of Parliament on the first occasion for a maximum of 3 sitting days. This is your first occasion. I order you to withdraw for the remainder of the day. Kindly proceed to withdraw.
Right away from the business happening at the Senate to the business, rather looking at the economy, let's speak business. The economy grew 4.7% between July and September this year compared to 9.3% growth registered during a similar period in 2021. Latest data from the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics indicates that most sectors of the economy posted decelerated growth owing to the significantly high growth rates recorded in the third quarter of 2021 that signified recovery from the impact of COVID-19 pandemic.
Agriculture and mining were the two sectors that registered contractions during the September quarter. The agriculture sector recorded a contraction of 0.6% between July and September this year, compared to a growth of 0.6% in a similar period in 2021. The Kenya National Bureau of Statistics attributes the contraction to unfavorable weather conditions experienced in 2022 that was reflected in declines in vegetable exports and milk intake by processors. The mining sector also contracted 2.2%. On the other hand, the manufacturing sector slowed from a growth rate of 10.2% to 2.4%, constrained by a decline in cement production from 2.64 million metric tons to 2.3 million metric tons. This is despite increases in sugar production, processing of coffee and assembly of motor vehicles. The construction sector also slowed from 6.7% to 4.3%, constrained by a 14.6% reduction in cement consumption and a 30% decrease in the volume of imported bitumen. Electricity and water supply recorded a deaccelerated growth of 4.7% from 6.4%, slowed by a decline in hydropower generation. The information and communication sector accelerated to 4.6% as compared to 4.1% growth in the corresponding quarter of 2021, supported by increased usage of internet and mobile money services. Alanoko, Easy Friday.
All right, now the rate of inflation slowed for the second month in a row to 9.1% this month, helped by lower prices of cooking oil, spinach, cabbages and mangoes. The Kenya National Bureau of Statistics indicates that even though there were notable increases in the cost of electricity, fare and some food items such as beef and maize flour, the increases were not big enough to offset the price reductions of other weighted items.
Drought experienced this year, as well as effects of the Russia-Ukraine war, has seen the price of fuel and other commodities increase. This has driven up the rate of inflation that has remained high, touching a 62-month high of 9.6% in October this year. The rate of inflation has in the last 2 months been slowing to 9.5% last month and 9.1% this month. The latest data from the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics indicates that lower prices of some food items such as spinach, cooking oil, cabbages and mangoes helped drive down the rate of inflation this month. This could be attributed to the short rains that supported farmers to grow the vegetables as well as mangoes that are now in season. The data indicates that the country bus fare on average increased to 13.3%, perhaps after transporters hiked fares as demand for travel this month increased. There are also notable increases in the cost of electricity and maize flour this month. The price of beef rose this month, probably powered by increased demand for the delicacy during the festive season. In addition, there was a hike in price of tomatoes, which registered an 8.9% increase. Regina Manyara reporting for Easy Friday.
All right, now beach operators are a happy lot as domestic and international tourists continue flocking the coast region this festive season. A spot check by KBC Channel 1 in Watamu, Kilifi County revealed that the beach operators have diversified to tour guiding, leveraging on the availability of tourist attractions other than the pristine beach.
Kenya's coast is a captivating destination for tourists, both domestic and foreign.
Na hakuna mandhari mazuri ya Afrika kama Kenya ambapo sisi tuko na bahari, tuko na mbuga karibu.
And everybody else that is here is really having a wonderful moment.
and as such, during the festive season or long holidays, thousands flock the sandy beaches for their holidays. This means it's big business for hospitality industry players, among them beach operators.
Ukija hapa Garoda kuna grupu tatu. Wengine ni safari sellers, wengine ni courier sellers, na wengine ni sunbeds.
A spot check by KBC Channel 1 in Watamu, Kilifi County, found that beach operators are offering tour guiding services along the beaches and beyond. They are calling on the government to offer incentives to attract more tourists.
Park fee na airport fee ipunguze. Hiyo ndio wageni wapete kwa sababu wanauliza kuingia Kenya yetu ni ghali, kutoka pia ni ghali.
Maritime Tips brought to you by Kenya Maritime Authority. Preserve our marine environment. Oceans are our source of food, employment, recreation, fishing, shipping, and tourism. Therefore, properly dispose litter on waste bins during beach excursions. Do not throw plastic litter or pour oil into marine waters. Cut down on plastic use. Do not endanger marine life. Influence change near you. Share what you know with your friends and family. Report any accident or incident to the Regional Maritime Rescue Coordination Center. Kenya Maritime Authority for safe and efficient water transport.
With Glovo, you have anything you want from your city in your hands. Kama unatamani ugali beef ama fried chicken, order Glovo ujaribu restaurant mpya. Tamu. Kama game inawaka na unataka drinks zaidi, order Glovo ushangilie timu yako. Na kama your little one amemess na diapers zimeisha, order Glovo and save the day. With Glovo unaweza track order yako na kuongea na customer support, which is always available. Download the app and order anything you want from your city. We'll deliver.
Usalama barabarani ni jukumu letu sote. Usiwaletee wanaokupenda majonzi bila sababu. Uwe dereva au uwe unatembea barabarani kwa miguu, fuata sheria zote za barabarani ili kujiepusha na ajali. Usalama barabarani unaanza na wewe. Ujumbe huu unaletwa kwako na Kenya National Highways Authority. Quality Highways, Better Connections.
The holiday season is here with us. You have been so amazing. In fact, you are the reason why we are who we are today, the great KBC. We've also put our best foot forward to bring you the best, not only in news, but also in programming. And as we get into 2023, we're looking forward to a more promising year. And happy holidays to you and yours. My name is Irene Mchuma Odim. Happy holidays once again.
Welcome to 888bet Casino, a world of winning opportunities 24 hours a day. Choose from thousands of games across live casino, table and slots, including favorite titles Burning Classics, Wolf Gold, and The Amazing Aviator. But hurry, 1 million is to be given away before 31st December. Join the thousands of winners playing 888bet Casino daily. Play today on www.888bet.co.ke. 888bet Casino, made to win bigger.
All right, then let's speak sports. Brazil president has declared 3 days of mourning following the demise of Brazilian soccer legend Pelé. Pelé, who will be laid to rest on Monday, was 82 and had been suffering from advanced colon cancer. In a statement, Pelé's former club Santos said the body of the greatest football player of all time would be laid to rest at Estadio Urbano Caldeira in Villa Belmiro, where he enchanted the world. The body will go straight from the Albert Einstein Hospital to the stadium at dawn on Monday, and the coffin will be placed in the center of the lawn. The ceremony will continue until 10 a.m. on Tuesday, when the parade will take place through the streets of Santos before heading to the Ecumenical Necropolis Memorial for the burial reserved for family members.
The world continues to mourn Brazilian football legend Pelé, who died yesterday at the age of 82. The office of Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro, who leaves office on Sunday after 4 years in power, said in a statement that Pelé was a great citizen and patriot, raising the name of Brazil wherever he went. Bolsonaro's incoming successor, President-elect Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, said that few Brazilians carried the name of the country as far as Pelé did. President William Ruto eulogized Pelé as a global icon of sporting excellency and an inspiration model, who encouraged young men to transcend their limitations and defy all economic, social, cultural and political barriers.
Pelé at his peak was something to behold. He was made for football, and many said football was made for him.
He is credited with scoring a world record of 1,281 goals in 1,363 appearances during a 21-year career, including 77 goals in 92 matches for his country. Pelé stands as the only player to win the World Cup 3 times, lifting the trophy in 1958, 1968 and 1970. And later was named FIFA's Player of the Country in 2000. Pelé had been suffering from kidney and prostate problems in recent years. Edson Arantes do Nascimento, better known as Pelé, became a global star at the age of 17 after he helped Brazil win the 1958 World Cup in Sweden, forcing his way into the starting line by the knockout stages. He scored the only goal in 1-0 victory over Wales in the quarter-finals, a hat-trick against France in the semi-final, and 2 in a 5-2 triumph over the hosts in the final.
Pelé at his peak was something to behold.
All right, then, our world 3,000 meter steeplechase record holder Beatrice Chepkoech hopes to end her season in style tomorrow when she takes part in the 2022 edition of the San Silvestre Vallecana Road Race in Madrid, Spain. Well, the athlete who won the 15-kilometer race at the Netherlands, or rather at the NN Zeven Hoevelen Loop in the Netherlands last month, will face stiff competition from Africa 10,000 meters champion Sehe Gamechu from Ethiopia and the 2016 and 2018 World 800 meters indoor champion Francine Niyonsamba of Burundi. The women's elite field will also have Uganda's Priska Chesang, who won the under-20 world bronze medal at the 5,000 meters this year, and Mahlet Mulugeta from Ethiopia. Kenya's world marathon record holder Bridget Kosgei holds the women's course record with 29 minutes and 54 seconds that she set back in the year 2019. All right, and a quick look at what to expect over the weekend. That's from the English Premier League. West Ham will take on Brentford tonight in the EPL at the London Stadium, hoping to bring an end to a 4-game losing streak. West Ham forward Gianluca Scamacca and defender Nayef Guad face fitness tests after injury and illness respectively, while Brentford pair Christopher Ajer and Aaron Hickey are on the verge of a return from injury. Meanwhile, Liverpool will go in the search of a third-place successive Premier League victory when they welcome Leicester City at the Anfield Stadium. Liverpool defender Ibrahima Konate is available for this selection after having time off following the World Cup final. Leicester manager Brendan Rodgers has ruled out midfielders James Maddison and Dennis Sprague through injury.
Jog back, just jogging it back down, excellent. Nice. We'll do a second one of them, so same again, backwards up to me. Good, bit of awareness as you spin around the peephole into the blue. Good, feels great. Maybe you need to leave a little bit bigger gap this time, Matt. Leave a little bit bigger gap so we can have a tempo. Fine, Matt, straight through, good. Shoot that! No! Chance to score.
All right, and after that sporting update, we come to the end of Easy Friday tonight on this day, the 30th day of December 2022. Many thanks indeed for choosing us tonight, and a whole lot of your messages of condolences coming through, even as you share what you remember most about the fallen legendary broadcaster Catherine Casavuli, who passed on. And we appreciate all these your messages coming through. And if I could just wrap up with this, it's one of the articles I wrote in one of the blogging pages. It says, Catherine Casavuli lessons learned from my hospital bed. Family is all you got at the end of the day. Continues to say, always make peace with family. It also says, always depend on your higher power and prayer. Appreciate friends and colleagues that you can count on. Do not lose hope. Keep on believing. Love your body and treasure it. Always do good. It always comes back to you. Lessons from Catherine Casavuli, even as we condole with the family. Many thanks indeed for choosing us tonight. My name is John Kago. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. I know we shall meet next year, so happy New Year in advance. Good night. Salam.